Okay, so let's see how we take two invertible matrices and multiply both and get yet another invertible matrix. So we start with A and B. Both are invertible. So A invertible, it means that there is A minus 1, such that their multiplication is I. This is the definition for invertible matrix from both sides. So A is invertible and B is also invertible. Gets the same thing for B minus 1, the inverse matrix. So now let's look at the multiplication of those two invertible matrices, and let's show that this result, this multiplication A and B, is also invertible from both sides. Namely, there is inverse on the right and inverse on the left, and the inverse is just, as you can see here, B minus 1, A minus 1, inverse of B, inverse of A, in that order. Okay, so what we do is let's take A and B and let's try B minus 1, A minus 1 as the inverse. So if we take AB and multiply by B minus 1, A minus 1, we can, from associative of the multiplication of matrices, take the parentheses and move them right over here. And when we do that, we know that B and B inverse is just I. So we get this time this get me to A minus 1. Now I can go off and A minus 1 get I. So we found a matrix on the right for AB that gives me the I. And again, AB is a square matrix because we multiply two square matrices, so AB is a square. So we got the I, so AB is invertible on the right. On the left, we'll do the same thing, B minus 1, A minus 1, the same matrix as the inverse. And again, we are playing a little bit with the parentheses because of the associative of the multiplication of matrices, so we can do that. And when we do that, we can take A minus 1 with A, and we know that this is the inverse, so we get I, so we can get away from the I and get B minus 1B, which gives me again I. So this is exactly the definition for inverse matrix. When we multiply from both sides, we get I. So we found an inverse for A and B, but a matrix which has an inverse is by definition an invertible matrix. So we found an inverse for AB, B minus 1, A minus 1, with general matrices, so it generally holds. So multiplication of two invertible matrix is an invertible matrix. And that's it for now. You can see all of